Hello, today we're going to be looking at the social media policy. But before we do that, we're going to talk about social media. Now, some of you may be familiar with what social media is, but for those who are not, social media is a great tool that we use to connect with one another digitally through the use of many social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and many more. The social media policy is a policy that guides employees on how they should act when using social media, whilst being a representative of the organisation. It's important to abide to your company's social media policy, or else there can be harsh consequences. Here is an example of this that is based on a real-life story about how an employee of 17 years was dismissed from her job due to breaching her company's social media policy. Her dismissal was considered fair by the Employment Tribunal due to the derogatory and inappropriate comments she made against her employer via her personal Facebook account. It's important to state that her profile had listed her employer and the job title, as well as her page being linked to the employee's computer system. These all linking her closer to the company by misrepresenting them. Although these comments were made on her personal account, she was still accountable for maintaining the company's image under the social media policy set out by the employer to protect the organisation's best of interests. Her comments were trialled to be derogatory and defamatory in damaging the company's reputation and were deemed inappropriate in how they were shared and accessed, as they were made public for all to see, making it easier for the comments to be copied and shared by others. To avoid anything like this happening to you, take a look at the key points and intakes of the social media policy provided by the following video.
This employment law video is on social media. Social media is a great marketing tool for organisations. Used in the right way, it can help develop the brand, promote products or services, and generate custom. However, inappropriate posts by employees can have a huge effect on the reputation of the business. Social media policy. Having a clear social media policy, which is communicated to the workforce and regularly reviewed, helps ensure that employees are aware of the parameters of social media and what is prohibited. A social media policy should, for example, state that it covers all forms of social media, such as Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram, as well as other social media platforms too. It should state that it covers business as well as personal use when that personal use could affect the business. It should state prohibited uses for social media, such as making discriminatory, defamatory or derogatory comments about the business, staff or third parties. It should provide details of the monitoring of the employer's IT systems and the social media activities. And finally, it should also state the consequences of breaching the social media policy, and that breaching any part of the social media policy could result in disciplinary action which might lead to dismissal. Training. It's important to train employees on how to use social media to promote the business. It's important that there's consistency, and managers need to be trained on what to publish and how style too. It may be sensible to ensure that junior employees obtain consent from managers before posting about the business. Disciplinary action. Employees may be dismissed fairly for conduct inside or outside work, which could include posting inappropriate comments on social media. For conduct outside work, the key thing is whether the employee's actions affect the employment relationship or the employee's ability to do their job, or there is or could be damage to the reputation of the business. In determining whether a dismissal is fair, the following factors, where relevant, should be taken into account. The nature of the comments, whether the employee was aware of the social media policy and whether the policy was clear, whether the posting is likely to affect the employment relationship or the employee's ability to perform their role, whether there is damage to reputation or potential damage to reputation, how many people have viewed the post or are likely to view the post, the employee's seniority within the organisation, whether there's been a reasonable investigation, and the employee's disciplinary record, length of service, and any other mitigating circumstances. Networking sites and client connections. Messaging or posting the employer's clients on networking sites after the employment has ended could potentially breach non-solicitation restrictions. Some employment contracts specifically require employees to delete connections which are clients of the employer when the employees leave. That's my video on social media. The usual caveat is that this video is for guidance only and should not be relied upon for specific advice. For more information, do visit my website. And if you're interested in receiving notifications on other employment law videos, do subscribe to my channel.
Now that we've had a look at these key points, it's imperative to read your company's social media policy to avoid any breaches of conduct. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you and goodbye.